team changed, people changed, company changed, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And we just, there just wasn't a really love.
For 4.5 years now, and when we sat down and looked at our kind of mapped out our 3-year and our 5-year plan and sort of the sponsorships and kind of like everything that we're.
What really happened between Justin Marks and Daniel Suarez? One moment, Suarez was the face of Trackhouse Racing. The next, he was out. Behind the calm statements lies a deeper shift no one saw coming. This wasn't just a split, it changed everything. This is no ordinary split. Marks didn't wait until after the season. He let the news out mid-year, right after a Chicago weekend where Team Trackhouse celebrated a street course sweep. It was clear, this wasn't drama or disagreement. It was a hard, strategic pivot. When you're chasing long-term goals, sometimes what's right in the moment isn't aligned with what you need for the next few years. And in Chicago, Marks finally set it straight. It had to happen. But there's a lot more behind that moment. Let's break it all down. Trackhouse Racing was born in 2021, and Daniel Suarez wasn't just another driver. They were partners in creation. He was the first driver Mark signed, chosen with intention and vision. As the only Mexican-born Cup winner to date, Suarez delivered the team's first Cup victory at Sonoma in 2022 and followed up with a dramatic photo finish win at Atlanta in 2024.
And through turn 12, Daniel Suarez is a NASCAR Cup winner.
That's no small feat. He transformed Trackhouse from an unknown startup into a credible contender with soul and swagger. Fans remember seeing that underdog rise, flourish, make history. It was inspiring. But by 2025, the spark had dimmed. Wins dried up, results stalled, and the relationship started to feel different, like a partnership that had served its season but wasn't built for what came next. Throughout 2025, Suarez struggled. He claimed 3 top 10s and 0 wins in his first 18 starts, especially stark compared to his teammates, Ross Chastain and the rookie Shane Van Gisbergen, both playoff contenders. Meanwhile, Team Trackhouse was doubling down, expanding to a 3-car operation and mapping out ambitious plans for the next 5 years. When Mark sat down to chart that future, it became clear. Chemistry and pace didn't match their vision. The performance gap was glaring, Mark said after Chicago. He didn't shy away, he admitted that the 1-2 punch of SVG and Chastain had pulled ahead, leaving Suarez behind. It wasn't about conflict, it was visceral, it was business, it was progress. And in racing, progress is everything. If keeping Daniel meant halting momentum, then that was unacceptable. That transparent mindset led them to ask the question, is this partnership still driving forward or holding back? And when the answer became clear, they acted. Chicago weekend wasn't just another race, it was the moment of truth. SVG scored the first ever street course sweep, stealing headlines. On that same day, Mark stepped up to the podium of public disclosure. Sitting with reporters, he explained it calmly but firmly. He's been a huge part of this company for 4.5 years. We mapped out our 3-year and 5-year plan, and we felt like that relationship had borne a lot of fruit, but it was time to move on.
I don't know. I mean, look, Daniel's been a huge part of this company for 4.5 years now, and when we sat down and looked at our kind of mapped out our 3-year and our 5-year plan and sort of the sponsorships and kind of like everything that we're trying to accomplish over the next 5 years of the company, we just got to a point where we felt like that relationship had bared a lot of fruit for us, but it just was time to move.
That simple phrase, time to move on, said it all. Running on past success wasn't enough. They needed a fresh start for the future. That transparency signaled respect and purpose. It wasn't a breakup, it was a strategic split.
Had bared a lot of fruit for us, but it just was time to move.
But make no mistake, this wasn't a bitter split. In fact, quite the opposite. Marks and Suarez sat for more than an hour in a hotel lobby after the announcement of 2 friends. No agenda, just conversation. Marks described it as being in a really good place. And the tone was mutual. Suarez had already described it as not a sad moment, just a new chapter. He admitted he'd felt signs of change months ago. but chose to stay out of respect and loyalty. In Trackhouse's announcement, his gratitude shone through. "We took a team nobody had even heard of in 2021, and in just a couple of years we were winning races and running up front." Marks echoed that tone, calling Suarez's work ethic and dedication one of the most impressive things I've seen in my career, and praising him as a dear friend. When it hit the wire, there were no leaked insults or shady rumors. There was professionalism, respect, and a handshake in the lobby. What's driving this message isn't emotional, it's strategic. Trackhouse is evolving. What began as a spirited startup is now a multi-car powerhouse, with SVG and Chastain locked in as core pieces, and with sponsorship in the mix, they have to think about scale, market, ROI, and global branding. Their GPS points to 2026 and beyond. Suarez has an exceptional resume. But when your trajectory outpaces the driver's results and you have younger talent aligning more clearly with future opportunities, it's time to pivot. It's not personal, it's high-level planning at work in a cutthroat sport. This kind of move is rare in NASCAR, much less with so much built on personal bonds. But it's also bold. Marks aren't playing to keep your hands clean. He acknowledged the dynamics and owned the decision. It sets a template. Loyalty and respect are critical, but they don't override the mission. The mission rules. Trackhouse is primed for liftoff, with SVG making history and Chastain delivering results the number one. 99 seat is now open for a high-potential replacement. The leading candidate? Xfinity standout Connor Zilisch, part of their developmental pipeline and poised for Cup entry. That move fits the narrative. They've proven they can identify talent by looking at SVG's quick dominance, and now they're set to scale the operation into 2026 and beyond. From startup to top-tier contender, their infrastructure is built and ready. This is less a reset, more a rebirth. For Suarez, this isn't an ending, it's an opportunity. At 33, he's not slowing down. He recently returned and won an Xfinity race in Mexico City, showing he still has the hunger. His Cup season may be underwhelming, but his overall resume, 2 Cup wins, multiple top finishes, history maker status means he's far from done.
Ray is going to do it! Happy homecoming, Daniel Suarez!
In interviews, he sounded hopeful, relieved even. "I have known about this for a while, it's official, and I'm actually a little bit relieved. It's out, and we can move forward." His tone is calm, focused, and ready. Suarez is going to land somewhere with a Cup team or Xfinity, and when he does, he'll carry the lessons, reputation, and respect he built at Trackhouse. Here's the heart of it. This split wasn't built on bitterness. It was born from ambition. 2 people, bound by trust, vision, and history, have decided that their paths need to diverge. It had to happen, and it had to happen now in order for both sides to chase what comes next. In Chicago, amid celebration, we saw another kind of win. Honesty, clarity, and big-picture vision. No whispers, no drama, just purpose. It's a bold playbook. Justin Marks is signaling to the sport. Loyalty is earned. Respect is not negotiable. But sometimes purpose demands new paths. And now comes the next chapter. A driver will step into that 99 car, ready to accelerate the team's ambitions. Daniel Suarez will embark on his own new journey, carrying ambition, history, and the fire to win again. So here's the question poised for fans and insiders alike. Whose engine will take the 99 forward, and where will Suarez conquer next? Stay tuned. This is far from over. If this story captured your attention, hit like and subscribe for the full breakdown on Suarez's potential landing spots and Trackhouse's strategy moves. Drop your predictions below Connor Zilisch in the 99th, or will Suarez land with a surprise team? We'll cover it all. Stay tuned.